many of you growing up wanted an arcade machine for your house? It was every kid that grew up in the 80s and 90s, this was a dream of theirs. And back in the 80s, there was really sort of one way to do it. Who remembers the little Coleco handheld arcades? You remember these things?
Yeah.
Do you remember these things? These are, you don't run across them that often anymore. But if you look closely, you're gonna notice that one of them is a little bit different. This one looks a little bit different, right? 2 of the joysticks, 1 joystick. You had a request from a viewer. One of you guys sent Dr. Mod kind of a crazy request, something you've never done before.
It was a mod I couldn't refuse.
It was a mod you couldn't refuse.
They messaged us, a man named Joey, and he had this Donkey Kong Coleco arcade.
So this was his?
This is his.
Okay.
Yep. And he wanted us to modernize it, to make it play a lot of games and to just be an updated version of, you know, its original version, and to restore it a little bit, make it look, you know, better again. It was a little rougher when we first got it. Some of the stickers were torn. I thought, you know, this is a pretty neat idea. You know, we've been working with those Raspberry Pis. We've done some videos on that, and I thought, you know, one of those would fit very nicely in this thing. And what if we made it portable? The other thing is, I wanted it to kind of look like a mini version of the actual arcade machine.
Yep.
So I wanted to give some, you know, pieces of the original arcade machine mixed with the Coleco version. And I wanted to put a marquee on it that lights up, you know, these are just stickers on the originals. Yeah. Basically, when I make things, it's like, what would I want? What do I wish this thing would have been?
I heard you say there's a Raspberry Pi in here.
It is.
And that runs what?
So it runs Batacera. That's the software we decided to load onto it, because it's got a beautiful interface. You can customize it.
As far as what it can run, we have a ton of arcade games, and then NES, Super NES,
Yep.
N64,
Yes.
Sega Master System,
Yes.
Sega Mega Drive,
Yes.
Genesis, Sega CD,
Yes.
Sega CD, Sega 32X,
Yes.
okay, Neo Geo,
Yep.
Game Boy,
Yep.
Game Boy Color,
Yep.
Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
What about stuff like Dreamcast?
Yes.
It runs Dreamcast games.
It runs Saturn.
It runs Sega Saturn games.
Well,
Every Sega console
basically.
can run on this thing.
Every Sega. Even the Sega arcade machine.
I think we should boot this thing up.
Yeah.
Should we boot this thing up?
Absolutely.
All right, let's boot this thing up and check it out.
So just one simple push and boom, arcade on. Got the
we got a
marquee.
light up marquee.
Yeah.
That is not something that was on the original machine.
It was just a sticker. Go ahead and pick
1942.
one. Okay, here it goes.
Sure.
Oh, best soundtrack of all time.
Yeah.
Then you want to go back, you just hit the select button. Boom, back to the menu.
What Coleco originally had intended back in the 80s, you have actually made
Modern version of it.
You fully realized it.